save your own seeds, we're enslaved. We have to eat, right? What is the number one thing we can do? Grow our own food. That is freedom. You can't survive without your own food, right? I think every farmer knows what I'm talking about, and everyone who eats food does, which is everybody. All right. So I was definitely blessed to be brought up in this eco-village. It's definitely an alternative mindset from the average person, and unfortunately, Western civilization in general. People are victims to a society that breeds competition. Competition, greed, consumerism. And I was brought up in an eco-village where I was taught cooperation, sharing, working together, humanity. And so we all, as a collective race, need to get back to that way of living. That's why my talk is called Cooperative Consciousness: How to Build a Lifestyle of Sustainable Living. What is sustainable living? That's a good question. How can we live sustainably? Well, first of all, in a broader way of thinking, our consciousness, our thinking, and our thoughts are the first thing that we need to start changing. Do we all agree? Yes. Okay. We need to stop wanting to buy the next product, stop trying to be consumers, and start educating ourselves how to live sustainably. A cooperative consciousness is a consciousness of coming together, realizing, hey, I want to help this person fulfill their dreams. I want to help this person fulfill their dreams. Everybody around, right? All right. So at Avalon Organic Gardens and Eco Village, there's 100 people there. Because we are a collective, because we all have a unified consciousness, we can work together to build really a new paradigm of society, an example of how the greater humanity should live in cooperation with each other. Now, to top it off, I tell people, and I know this and I believe this, that my lifestyle is active dissent. My lifestyle is direct action against the corruption of Monsanto. And everybody's can be that. Everybody's can be that. This community was founded over 23 years ago in northern Arizona by Gabriel of Urantia and Neon Emerson Chase. It started out in a tent with just them and their 3 babies, and I was one of those babies. Now, 20 years later, it's on 165-acre land with 100 people on it from all over the world internationally. And we really try and do our part in being food activists. And we try to make all of our actions count as an action against Monsanto. Go ahead. What we do at Avalon Gardens is we grow organic food. We practice a lot of permaculture principles. We have a 3-acre food forest, which is essentially recreating a forest. In your typical forest, you have 3 layers: your canopy, your shrubs, and your ground layer. We are creating and planting a forest where every single plant produces food. Now, isn't that cool? So we have hundreds of fruit trees. Then we have ground cover that's edible, herbs, alfalfa, which is nitrogen fixing for the soil, shrubs, different fruits. And so we're creating a whole forest that you walk into and you can pick anything and eat it. Now, hemp. Well, there are some legalities around growing hemp, as you all know, which a lot of people are activists for here too, right? Hemp should be legalized. So you can't really mass produce hemp until it's legalized or you're breaking the law, and so we can't grow hemp like that, but we definitely support the legalization of hemp. Also because wouldn't it be a better world without all the crime and the illegal activity that happens around the drug wars and the bullshit drug war? Let's get back on track a little bit to Avalon Gardens though, and living a lifestyle of freedom from Monsanto. Freedom. Gabriel of Urantia, the founder of Avalon Organic Gardens, wrote a book called Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? A handbook on how to defeat the 1%. The entire book is about basically coming together and how to start communities. And he talks about the need for people to come together all over the country, in their cities, out in the country, pool together and start having that community spirit again, so that we can learn to grow our own food and support each other and not have to live off the system. Ideally, it would be great to have alternative energy as well. Now, it's very expensive to do that. That's because the power at B that is in charge of everything makes it expensive, because they don't want people to have alternative energy. Can I get an amen? So, what do? You band together, you pool your resources so that you can start developing your own community, your own network of people. So, at Avalon Gardens, we basically get up every day and build an example of a society where things are fair. We start by developing a conscious, eco-sustainable thinking. We have developed thinking that allows us to disregard what doesn't help us and learn and bring in what does help us, which is what all of America and all of the world needs to do. We need to start cleaning out up here in our thoughts, right? We should not be following the Sheridans, the King Sheridans, and the Hollywood stars, and the fake people of this world, and following their lifestyles. Why do we do that in America? You know? Why are we so concerned about People magazine? Can I get an amen on that? Yeah. We should be following the farmers. Those are the heroes. Yeah. The leaders, the spiritual leaders, and the leaders of people. The people who can lead men and women to higher thinking. Those are the people we should be following. All right, so once again, just to summarize, I'm also with a spiritualution movement. It's the merge of the words spiritual and revolution, a spiritualution. What that is the raising of consciousness, the raising of awareness. That was also a term coined by Gabriel Burantra over 25 years ago. And the spiritualution movement calls for people to step away from the dogmatic thinking, the labels and the isms, and everything that divides us as a humanity, and to come together under the beautiful, wonderful fact that we are beautiful created beings on a beautiful created earth. You don't need to have names and labels for religions. We are all created beings. We should love each other. That's the spiritual revolution. So, Monsanto. We can directly affect Monsanto's growth, which is driven by greed, by learning to grow your own food, saving your seeds, and educating yourself. So do what you can. Thank you for listening. My name is Amadon Dellerba. You can follow a lot more videos I have on spiritualution.org. That's spiritualution.org. And check out avalongardens.org.